What's up, guys? Tom here, back for another vinyl update. More hip-hop records. Sorry if I'm a little bit off it today. I'm still got sick a couple of weeks ago and just getting over it, so. But let's just get into it. First up, we got JayZ's Music for Tu Madre, his first album from 1999 or 2000. I think this came out in 99 originally. OG version, I believe. Orange label, sticker. I think I showed this before maybe, but I think I showed the unofficial version or the bootleg or something, which I sold. I got this instead, so. But yeah, JayZ, really, really dope. Looking great on the mic, hilarious. Makes hilarious songs, just amazing beat maker as well, so you can really do it all. After that, we got Compilation. I know I showed volume 1 of this. This is volume 3. Just need to get volume 2. Tag to the Times, volume 3. Pretty dope looking cover and gatefold. So you got people on here like Brainweavers featuring The Grouch, Mega Abusive, Satch, Scarab, Atmosphere, Peace, Micah 9, Aesop Rock, Buck 65, Self Jupiter, AC Alone, Merzen 2 Max do a track. There's a track with Company Flow, Mr. Liff, BMS, and 3MG, 3 Melancholy Gypsies, which is part of Living Legends crew. If you guys don't know who that is, definitely look it up. Really dope group right there. And yeah, one more track with Dose 1, Shingo 2, Doc Maxwell, Kirby Dominant. So from 2001, I would definitely recommend, if you're going to check out any of these tags at a time comp, check out the first one. I know I said that before, but they're all good in my opinion. This one's good too. Not as good as the previous one maybe, but still got to get part 2 and then have all these complete. These are from Japan, so. But I believe they're pretty accessible here in the U.S. as well. I don't know about anywhere else in the world. Next up, we got El the Head Toucha, Too Complex, and the B-side is It's Your Life. El the Head Toucha is an MC out of Mass. He's not from Boston, he's from somewhere else. He's from I forget what town, but I knew he's out of Mass. This is the track he's probably most known for, Too Complex. 1997. Really dope beat on here though, produced by the Vinyl Reanimators. I think the B-side is produced by the Vinyl Reanimators as well, but really good stuff though. Definitely recommend checking this dude out. El the Head Toucha. After that, we got a classic album, Beastie Boys, Check Your Head, from 1992. Yeah, show the gatefold quick. This copy's a little bit beat up, but it is an OG. It's got hole punch, promo, a little bit beat up on the corners, but still, you know, for an OG, really, really dope. I'm sure you guys all know this album. If you don't, for some reason, you're not into hip hop, then definitely recommend checking this out. I believe this is their 3rd album. Let's see, the tracks on here, a lot of good tracks. Jimmy James, tribute to kind of a tribute to Jimi Hendrix there. Pass the Mic is a great track. Gratitude, Lighten Up, Finger Licking Good, So What You Want. I think everyone knows So What You Want off this album. I believe Professor Booty had a diss track to, what was it, for MC Search. I believe it was a diss track to MC Search, since he dissed the Beastie Boys in the Cactus album. I think there was a verse there getting him back. So, but yeah, definitely a classic album in my opinion. Definitely one to check out if somehow you haven't heard this or you ever heard of the Beastie Boys, which I kind of doubt. But they do play their own instruments on this, which is pretty damn cool. This is also, I believe, the first appearance of Money Mark, their keyboard player. He's played with them before this album, but I think this is where he kind of started with them full time, so really dope album. Next up, we got a group called Howl Point. This is the Last Days EP. Howl Point. It's two dudes, Solar and Infrared, I believe. Solar is the same Solar that was with Guru at the end there. That no one likes, kind of an asshole for what he did. If that's what he did, but if you don't know the whole story, go check it out. But kind of the story goes, he prevented DJ Premier and Guru's family from seeing him before he passed away. So he's basically a dirtbag in my eyes, a lot of people's eyes. But this is one of the best things he did in his life. You know, he put out some great releases under this group named Howl Point. I believe he was the producer on this. Yep, he produced this. He might have produced all the singles, but I think there's 4 singles, or 3 or 4 singles. They're all really good too, all from the 90s, all on this label called Jihad Records. Basically everything on Jihad Records is pretty good, so I definitely recommend checking this out online or something. I'll leave a clip if I remember. I'm trying to leave clips for all the tracks now, if I could find them, so. But Howl Point, New York City hip-hop from the 90s. I believe that was her last single, actually, from 97, so. Next up, we got, this is a 12-inch I got for free because someone sent one of my orders off eBay late. This is Mischievous Misfits Upside Down. The Digga mix, I believe, produced by Lord Digga. Don't know too much about this, other than it's a promo. Yeah, I'll check it out, but not expecting too much, honestly. After that, we got 10 Thieves. Straight from the Slums, backed with Black Rain. Both really good tracks. They also have another 12-inch before this, which is just as good, even better probably, in my opinion. This was just something had to do with DJ Premier. I was recorded at D&D Studios. I know DJ Premier had a hand in this somehow, so I think it was recorded at D&D Studios. But yeah, both really dope tracks on here. Definitely recommend checking it out. Black Rain and Straight from the Slums by a group called 10 Thieves. Alright, moving on here. Moving on, we got a dude called Sabotage. I believe he's from the West Coast. This is one and only 12-inch as far as I know. Rhyme Adventures on the A-side and Supreme Soloist, which is definitely the highlight, in my opinion, on the B-side. On Nexus Records, I believe this is the only record on that label, so definitely worth checking out for Supreme Soloist, though. I'll try to leave a link for that track. Don't know, like I said, don't know too much about the guy. Recently, I found out that he's doing some more music, but in my opinion, wasn't as good as that. So. All right, next up. We got a group called The Candy Store. This is Memories and Escape from Belize on the B-side. From 1997, produced by a dude named Jerry Calendar. I've talked about the Candy Store before. Just a white label, nothing too exciting. Black vinyl, but a really, really solid release on here. I think both the tracks are worth checking out, so. Yeah, definitely one to look up. Pretty cool artwork as well. This next one I won in a contest on Facebook, on their Facebook page. This is Lord Finesse, Funky Man the Prequel. This came out in 2013 under Slice of Spice Records, which Lord Finesse is heavily involved in all the releases that that he's part of that come out on that label. So he definitely had a hand in this. Rich, the owner of the label, really does a great job over there. Like I said, I won this in a contest on their Facebook page. There's a gatefold as well. Let me show that real quick. Right, gatefold is the back. But this is basically just tracks that were either recorded in the 90s, like demo versions and stuff. You got production from Diamond D, Showbiz, Lord Finesse himself, DJ Aladdin. Let me show the vinyl. It does come on colored vinyl too. It comes on a silver vinyl, I believe. Yeah. Label. The other label. Pretty cool color too. Pretty cool silver. Definitely check out Slice of Spice. All their material is definitely quality. They did put out the newest Lord Finesse album, the instrumental project, which was called the SP1200 project, I believe. Came out earlier this year, and that was really, really good too. So, and they're always putting out great stuff. So, definitely recommend checking them out. You can get this on CD as well. Lord Finesse, Funky Man, the prequel from 2013. Sorry, I gotta take a drink again. My throat's still killing me. Next up, a group out of Chicago called The Chamber. This is Don't Sleep, back with Corrupted. The B-side. Like I said, a group out of Chicago consists of 3 dudes, which I don't remember the name. I know one of them is Toxic. This was the only single that wasn't on their album. They came out with one album in the 90s. I think it was from 1995 that the album came out. Not sure what year this particular single came out. There was no no info really anywhere online. But all I know, it's out of Chicago, and it's really, really dope. So I'll leave a link for that for you guys to check out if you're not familiar with it. But basically anything by that group, The Chamber, I would definitely recommend checking out. And this is another one I threw in with that previous record, just because it was one I was looking for and it was cheap. A dude named Pyro, and this is the Settle the Score 12-inch. 3 tracks, Settle the Score, Words of War, and Power, Pleasure, and Pain on Hit Live Records. It is a white label promo, as you can see. Just a plain sticker and nothing on that side. It does come with a sheet too, info sheet. So, like I said, cheap 12-inch, but definitely one worth checking out. This dude was actually part of, he's from the West Coast. I believe he's part of a bigger group called The Kraken, which ended up being on Good Vibes Records eventually. So that group, The Kraken, is a very well sought after by me EP from the 90s, which is cassette only. I'd love to find that, but I think it goes for like about $100. Next up, we got another classic album, MC Shan, Down by Law. Let me talk about this one too much. On Cold Chillin'. I'm sure you guys all know who MC Shan is. If you're into hip hop, if you don't, then definitely go look him up. But no need to talk about this one too much. MC Shan, Down by Law. It was cheap, but I didn't have it in my collection, so I had to pick it up. Alright, next up we got another classic West Coast album, Freestyle Fellowship, To Who It May Concern. This is a reissue from 2000, I believe, but it was one I never had on vinyl, so I had to pick it up. Definitely a classic West Coast album. If you've never heard of Freestyle Fellowship, definitely go check out this album and their second album as well, Inner City Riots from 1993. Moving back over to the East Coast, we got KRS-One's album, I Got Next. I Got Next from 1997. This is the one that had the single Step Into a World on it, I believe. Yep, Step Into a World, and then the remix with Puff Daddy. Not my favorite track off the album, but really, really well-known track. Probably the best-known track off this album. But still some great stuff on this album. Real Hip Hop Part 2 featuring Mike Vandals, pretty cool. Can't Stop, Won't Stop, Blow featuring Redman, really good. Heartbeat featuring Redman and Angie Martinez, I believe, was a single as well. I'm not sure about that though. I remember that being a 12-inch for that, so yeah, it does come on 2 LPs. Label's very similar to the cover. KRS-One, we can say about KRS-One, you know. Teacher, he's fucking legend, so. Alright, next up, one of my favorite groups ever on the East Coast, Company Flow. This is their second album, second and last, Little Johnny from the Hospital, Breaks and Instrumentals. It's an instrumental album, obviously. It's again very plain labels, but just black. But you don't, obviously, it doesn't matter because you're getting it for the beats anyway, so. And if you know LP's beats at all, you know it's gonna be fucking quality. Out on Raucous, I believe. Yep, 1999, so. There you go, Company Flow, Little Johnny from the Hospital, Instrumentals. Next up we got Gangstar's Hard to Earn. This is a UK pressing, very plain white labels, but a classic album. What I'd say about this, definitely up there as one of the best Gangstar albums. Not to say, I don't think there's any bad Gangstar album, but my personal favorite is Daily Operation, probably followed by this, I would say. Code of the Streets, Tons of Guns, Brainstorm, Dwick, DWICK, Speak Your Clout, Mass Appeals, one of my favorite tracks from Gangstar ever. Just that beat by DJ Premier is fucking incredible, so. Just my copy of Hard to Earn. This isn't new, but I just figured I'd show it because I never showed it before. Next up, another classic, which I never showed before up until now. Master Ace's Sitting on Chrome album. Actually, I did show it, but without the cover. I think I showed my DJ version, which had stickers and I was missing cover, so gatefold. The whole crew right there. Master Ace Inc. Once again, amazing album. Sitting on Chrome. Everyone should know that track. Single, Eastbound, Born to Roll, The Fat Cat Ride. Amazing album right here. Is this, no, this isn't on colored. I thought it was on colored vinyl for a second, but on, delicious vinyl. Definitely gotta have some Master Ace in your collection if you're a hip-hop fan, but that's just my opinion. And last couple here. Single from a dude named Omniscience, whose album was actually just released this year. This is the single Touch Y'all from that album, The Raw Factor. I guess I just ended up coming out this year, but had the single, so I figured I'd show it. The whole album is good, so I definitely recommend checking out the album from them. And lastly here, we got a late classic album, Jaleb Champion sound, J Dilla and Madlib come together. I know with both J Dilla and Madlib kind of heavily split opinions from people, but I love both of their sound, not just their 90s stuff. I love a lot of their work, so like, I think this album was definitely amazing, and I have no problem calling this a classic. So this is the original. It's still sealed, so I just got this. 20 bucks sealed, but considering what it goes for, I mean, I had the reissue, but I wanted this because it has a different version of The Red, one of my favorite tracks. I love that beat, so I had to get the original. Yeah, that's it. For some reason you guys aren't familiar with Jaleb, I would definitely recommend going and check it out. They both produce and they both rap, so you know, they're not the best rappers in the world, but I would say they're some of the best producers. Alright guys, that's it. I got a few more records to show, and then I can get into the Sorry about that, guys. My camera died, so I had to shoot this little ending here. So anyway, just wanted to say peace. Didn't know the video was that damn long. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Alright, peace.